Cleo, and I'm possibly the clumsiest girl on earth. Accidents just happen around me. I swear, it's not my fault, but that made me the most famous TikToker now. Please like and subscribe because My Story Animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. My parents were really wealthy, and they liked their luxury. When I was 9 months old, Dad brought a rare vase from Thailand and proudly placed it on the table.
100 blind monks painted this. Took them 2 years.
In less than 2 minutes, I'd crawled straight into the table and toppled it over. I started clapping at the cool smashing sound, but something about Dad's face made me stop. When I started walking, I was like freaking Godzilla, destroying everything in my way. My parents packed away all their precious collector's items, covered the furniture with plastic wrap, and switched to paper cups and plates. But when I was 5 years old, I caused a disaster of epic proportions. One day, I saw the servants sneaking something into Dad's study, and I felt really curious. Later that night, I went down to have a look at it. It was just a dumb painting. As I was about to cover it up, I tripped over the cloth and went crashing straight into the painting, ripping a me-shaped hole through the canvas. Oh my God. The next day, Dad had invited hundreds of friends to our mansion for the unveiling of the painting.
It's such an honor that the great artist has let me borrow it. Behold the masterpiece. Holy moly!
The artist sued Dad, and he had to pay millions in damages. Luckily, money wasn't an issue, but Dad was still so mad. He thought I wasn't normal, so he whisked me off to the doctor who did lots of tests and scans and said there was nothing wrong with me.
Maybe she's just evil then. Maybe she's pretending to be clumsy and destroying our lives for fun.
You sound crazy. Our baby is not evil.
Your baby is a walking disaster.
But then one day, I discovered something that changed my life. When I was 8, Mom took me to the city for the first time. But we were in a really crowded place, and I slipped away from her. As I looked around, I saw a group of homeless children dancing in the street. I immediately fell in love with the way they gracefully moved their bodies. People were giving them money after their performance, but I only had my lollipop. So I gave it to one of them, and she was happy. From then on, I'd watch YouTube videos and teach myself to dance. Even though I was so clumsy usually, the beat of the music somehow made my body movements really coordinated. One day, I decided to show off my moves to my parents. Mommy, Daddy, look, I'm a dancer. Mom was thrilled, but Dad looked horrified and immediately turned off the music.
Good God, how can I unsee that? Don't you ever do that again.
What do you mean, Daddy? I'm a really good dancer, like Beyonce.
Who told you that? Your mirror? Drop this nonsense. You'll be running my company one day, idiot.
Who says she can't do both? She can take dancing lessons right now and learn about your company when she's older.
I say she can't because I pay the bills, and I don't ever want to hear the word dancing in my house again.
I was furious. As I was storming off past him, I accidentally tripped and knocked his phone out of his hand. The screen was smashed to bits. I ran off grinning as he roared. But he was right. He did pay the freaking bills. So I kept learning secretly, but I never mentioned it again. Everyone thought I'd outgrow my clumsiness, but it just seemed to get worse. And of course, in high school, something like this makes you the perfect target for bullies. On my first day in 9th grade, the teacher asked me to collect everyone's notebooks. As I gingerly walked up with the pile, I tripped. When I started picking them up, I didn't see the teacher kneeling down to help me, and I elbowed him really hard in the eye. Word of my clumsiness spread like wildfire. People had bets on when I'd fall or drop something next. If I was seen with any hot food or drink, everyone started running away like the devil was after them. Needless to say, I didn't have any friends, except this crazy rich jock, Hudson, who'd been acting like my boyfriend since the first time he saw me. One day, I was in the girls' bathroom when he suddenly barged in.
Baby cakes, I have a surprise for you.
He pulled me outside where everyone had already gathered to see his gift. Hundreds of iPhones arranged in a giant heart on the ground.
That's 365 iPhones, babe. One for every day of the year. I'll buy you more when you've smashed all of these.
Another time, he gave me a horse. Hudson, what am I gonna do with it? We're in a city.
But that's the one thing you don't have. and you deserve everything. Now go on, try sitting on it.
Erin, the most popular cheerleader, made a bet out of it, as always. Gather around, guys. New bet starting now. $1,000 if she falls off in the first minute. I was just getting onto the horse when it suddenly flicked its tail and knocked me over. To my horror, I landed in its poop. Erin was howling in triumph as cash rained on her. Keep up the good work, you stupid klutz. Make me richer. When I tried to get up, everyone suddenly disappeared, including Hudson. That jerk. But then, Erin did something that made me even crazier. She started a freaking dance club at school. While I was reading the dance club poster, I heard Erin behind me. Seriously? Don't even think about it. I only accept the best, and you can't even walk straight, dummy. Don't worry, I'm not interested. At all. Of course, that was a lie. It was my dream to dance with other people, like those kids on the street I'd seen years ago, but I could only dance by myself. One afternoon while I was walking in our garden, I tripped over a sunflower and suddenly a splash of water hit my face.
Oh my God, I am so sorry. I didn't see you. I'm Samuel, the new driver.
I looked up to see a gorgeous boy washing our cars with a garden hose, and he was shirtless. As he helped me up, I couldn't help wondering how hard his abs were. I stumbled on purpose, and my palms accidentally landed on his abs, harder than a rock.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Why wouldn't I be? Without another word, I ran off to my room. A few hours later, I was dancing away when I caught Samuel watching me through the window. How long have you been standing there?
You dropped your necklace. I just came to return it. But you were so great, I was mesmerized.
I swear his compliment had my stomach breakdancing. I started hanging out with him after that day, and it felt good to have a friend who knew my little secret. But the universe kept teasing me. Erin started dancing on TikTok and got 1 million followers in a week. Samuel kept encouraging me to make my own account.
I bet you're gonna have 1 million followers in just one day.
My dad won't like it. He doesn't get me. But from then on, I started filming myself whenever I danced in my room. Maybe someday Dad would come around. One evening, Dad took me to a company dinner and officially introduced me as the future CEO. Everyone raised a toast to it, but it just didn't feel right. As I made my way to the front for a speech, my dress got caught on something and ripped, exposing my underwear. Everyone in the room started laughing quietly, and I could see Dad's furious face. I ran out as fast as I could to the car. Samuel looked at my tear-stained face with concern.
Are you okay, ma'am?
I'm sure lots of people think I have the perfect life as a rich heiress, but I want things that money can't buy. I want to do what I love. I want to make my parents proud. And I just want to be normal. To make me feel better, Samuel took me to a dance club. I closed my eyes and just started dancing. Minutes later, I'd forgotten everything because I was in my happy place. When I opened my eyes, I saw Samuel looking at me and my heartbeat raced.
Ma'am, you're a goddess. I could watch you all day.
Suddenly, I pulled him in close. It's not ma'am, it's Cleo. Just then, I got a call from my dad yelling at me to come home immediately.
Your behavior is unacceptable, but I'll forgive you on one condition. Date the son of my biggest investor, at least for 6 months.
I thought about Samuel, but I knew Dad wasn't really giving me a choice. So I agreed. The next day when he introduced me to his investor's son, my jaw dropped open. Hudson?
Baby cakes!
Did you know about this?
Duh, I've always known who you are. You're not just hot, your parents are as rich as mine.
That very night, I was invited to dinner by his parents, and Dad had a list of instructions for me.
Don't disappoint them or else I'm going to lose billions. Think before you even breathe, Cleo. And no cursing. They hate that.
Unfortunately, thinking wasn't gonna help. Hudson had the scariest parents in the world. They were watching my every move. It was so nerve-wracking. I got clumsier by the second. I kept dropping my fork, and when I tried to pass his mom the water, the jug slipped from my hand. But then, the unthinkable happened. I dropped some soup on my dress and excused myself for the bathroom. As soon as I got up, I hit my pinky toe on the edge of the table. Holy piece of stupid sh! They looked at me like I'd just killed their whole neighborhood. I was sure Hudson wouldn't want anything to do with me after that dinner, but Dad would be raging mad when he found out. But I actually didn't care. The next day at school, I was really surprised when Hudson walked over to me and put his arm around my waist.
Baby cakes? I don't care if my parents think you're a stupid klutz. You're too beautiful for anyone else. I have a grand gift to make you feel better.
He pushed a bunch of car keys into my hand.
20 sports cars for you, babe.
20 freaking cars? But I didn't even know how to drive. He gave the stupidest gifts ever. Just then, he kissed me and I pushed him away. I'm sorry, Hudson, but I can't force myself to like you. I like someone else. Also, you're really obnoxious. And with that, I threw the car keys at him and walked away. Of course, Hudson's parents backed out from the deal, and Dad went psycho. I told him what a jerk Hudson was, but he didn't care.
So, your mom married me, didn't she? It's actually because of that poor driver, isn't it? Well, I sent him back to his country and I told him to stay away from you, if he knows what's good for him.
I was shocked, and then I was furious. That's it. Keep your stupid house and your stupid company to your stupid self. I'm not giving up on anything for you now.
How dare you talk to me like that?
She's right. I'm not watching you bully her anymore either. Dad immediately kicked us both out of his mansion and cut off all our allowances. But Mom wasn't sorry at all and said she'd rather be poor than with him. We moved to my late grandparents' house. Luckily, I still had the horse and iPhones Hudson gave me, and I sold them all off to give us a head start. And I made my own account and uploaded my saved videos. To my surprise, I got 2 million followers over the weekend. Erin was smoking red. Next day at school, she came to me and said, "How is this possible? I can twerk and throw it back better than you." I guess my followers just disagree with you, Erin. Fine, let's dance to the same song. And whoever has more likes in 1 hour wins. Loser pays $50,000 and drops out of school. Challenge accepted. We did the dance, and I won by 100,000 likes. Erin's account was suddenly deleted, and I never saw her again. Mom encouraged me to do more videos, and I reached 20 million followers in just 4 months. She also started joining me, and I was mind blown by her moves. So that's where I got my talent. 2 years later, we started a dance studio where I taught little kids how to dance and to chase their dreams. And this seemed just right. But there was something missing from my life. Until one day, a handsome guy entered my studio, and when he took off his shades, I swear I almost fainted.
Can I get an autograph?
I can give you more than that, Samuel. We went out and sparks flew. Sam was charming, kind, and simple. Even my mom loved him. We started dating and even danced together for some videos. My fans went crazy when we finally got married, and they adored the heck out of our clumsy baby boy.
Hi, my name is Laurel, and my dad's a famous Hollywood star and a crazy one. Even though he gave me everything a little girl could dream of, there was something I wanted more than anything else in the world. But be careful what you wish for, because I got what I wanted, and things got really crazy. But before all that, I have good news for you. My Story Animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. On my 5th birthday, when Dad asked me what I wanted for a present, I said I wanted a mommy.
What? Who taught you the M word?
Dad, I'm 5, not stupid. Everyone has a mommy. All I have is this stupid necklace.
But I'm your mom. I've looked after you ever since you were a baby. Why do you want a mom when I'm your dad? How about I take you to Disneyland instead?
I want a mommy.
You're being ridiculous. Besides, I don't even know who your mommy is.
What do you mean, Daddy?
I dated a bunch of women at the same time. I really don't know who the mother is. I just found you at my door one day. But I had the DNA test, and you are for sure my own daughter.
I didn't really understand what he was saying, but after that day, he started distracting me with the craziest trips and presents so that I'd forget all about the M word. As if. On Mother's Day, the kindergarten teacher told everyone to make cards for their moms. Well, hello? How rude. I don't have one. But I didn't let it bother me and decided to make a poster instead. Mom wanted for cute daughter a famous actor. My teacher thought it was really funny, so when I went home, I told my social media manager to post a picture of it on my Insta account. The next day, I woke up to Dad yelling,
Laurel! Why are there women outside with CVs to be my wife?
I ran to the window, and sure enough, there was a whole crowd of women outside the house. Dad had to call in security to get rid of them. He was really mad about my little stunt. But the next day, when I came home from school, Dad was sitting with a very pretty woman. As soon as she saw me, she threw her arms around me and started to cry. Who are you? I'm your mom, of course. I'm so sorry I left you. You don't even recognize your own mother now. I suddenly felt overwhelmed with emotions and hugged her back. Are you really my mommy? Where were you? I missed you so much. Even wear your necklace every day. Oh, darling. I saw your ad and I just couldn't stay away from you anymore. Dad told me Mom was his girlfriend when he started acting right after college. She'd been too poor to keep me, so she left me with him. But now she was back. Over the next few months, I was busy making up for all the time I'd lost with Mom. Since Mom was a struggling actress, we spent a lot of time watching movies and playing dress-up. But then things started to change. Dad helped Mom get a movie, and then another, and soon enough, she was too busy for me. But then one day when I was in the 4th grade, she forgot to pick me up. Again. And I felt really mad. I was about to walk back home in the rain when someone stopped me. Where's your mom, sweetie? I looked up. It was Miss Maisel. She had started teaching here just recently and was the prettiest teacher in the world. I don't know. She forgot to pick me up. Again. When we called Mom, her secretary said, We're on our way to the Bahamas for an important shoot. Ask your teacher to drop you. When Miss Maisel dropped me at my door, I told her to wait and meet my dad. He'll give you his autograph. And if you're lucky, maybe a kiss too. But when I came back with Dad, she was gone. That night, I stayed up making a thank you card for her. But when I went to school the next day, the other teacher said she had moved. I was bummed the whole day at school. But when I got home, I had the craziest surprise waiting for me. I could hear yelling and screaming from inside the house. No, you witch! You're a liar! Takes one to know one. I rushed in to find Mom and Dad fighting while a woman sat in the corner crying. The minute she saw me, she jumped up and hugged me. My baby! Look at her, all grown up now. I tried to push her away, but she just clung to me and started bawling. I'm your mama. Believe me, she's lying. You remember me, don't you? Both my moms started fighting, and I ran up to Dad. What's going on? Who's that? And why is she calling herself my mom? Dad said this was his college girlfriend and first true love, but they'd broken up just before he started dating my actress mom. Darling, tell her to get out. You know I'm Laurel's mom. Oh, please, it's me. Remember the love we had? Dad turned red and looked dazed and threw up his hands. I don't care. You both stay. Let Laurel pick her mom. I already have a girlfriend. With that, he barged out of the room and both the women turned to me with blazing eyes. I gulped and stepped back. Uh-oh. For the next few days, I was super confused. I had not one, but 2 mothers, and they were both determined to show me who loved me more. I suggested to take the DNA test, but Dad refused and said, Well, your mom is the one who loves you more. I started to feel that my dad was crazy and he was enjoying this, and things got really crazier. Every morning, I'd wake up to not 1, but 2 amazing breakfasts. My new mom owned a salon and whisked me off to manicures and makeovers, which made my old mom feel really insecure. So she was now taking me out to fancy cafes and shopping sprees. I was loving all this mom-daughter time. One day, when I was in the 7th grade, my old mom came to me and asked if I wanted to play dress-up with her. Mom, I'm not 4 anymore. I'm 13. Yeah, you're right. How about we go to one of my parties? Are you for real? Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely not. My daughter is not going to go to some adult party. What? No, I'm going with my mom. I am your mom. No, you're not. I am. Before I knew it, they were at each other's throats again. Gosh, will you 2 just stop? I'm getting really tired of this. I stormed off to my room and slammed the door. But on my very first day of high school, I saw someone I thought I'd never see again. Miss Maisel. I ran up to her, almost afraid she'd have forgotten me. But the minute she saw me, she hugged me tight. You just left. I thought I'd never see you again. Well, I'm back. And now you'll see me every day because I'm your principal. I don't know who says high school sucks, but mine had just started out pretty great. I was friends with the principal already. Everybody in class seemed to be really friendly too, especially the boys. By the end of the day, I'd been asked out by the captain of the swim team, Brad, and I wasn't complaining. I started spending a lot of my free time with Miss Maisel in her office, and she would sometimes help me with schoolwork. She was rather appalled when she saw just how bad my grades were. Don't your mom and dad say anything? No, my mom's and dad says I don't need to study a word. We'll see about that, Missy. You need to work harder and spend less time with that Brad. What was she, my mom? On the day of the prom, Dad asked me why I looked so excited. I'm going to prom with the captain of the swim team, Dad.
What? No! You can't date any boy. No daughter of mine is dating a jock and coming home pregnant.
But Dad, it's just a dance.
I said no. I'll be watching you.
And he wasn't kidding. He practically set up camp at the front door. As I was thinking about how to escape that evening, suddenly both my moms came into my room. Your dad's being stupid. Every girl deserves to go to her prom.
We're going to help you, sweetie.
Mom 2 gave me the cutest dress and great makeover. And then Mom 1 put her acting skills to good use. She went to the kitchen, let out a shrill scream, and pretended to faint. While Dad went running to her, I slipped out the door and ran off grinning. My moms were the best. When I walked into the hall, I instantly had boys swarming over and asking me to dance. Thanks, but I'm here with Brad, guys.
You're sure? I think he's here with someone else.
Just then, I caught sight of Brad with his arms around the cheerleading captain, and he was kissing her. I pulled them apart and demanded to know what was going on.
What do you mean?
You're my boyfriend. Why is your face stuck to her face?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like you.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I mean, you're cute and rich and an actor's daughter, but I don't know. I like her better.
I was furious. Before I knew what I was doing, I grabbed a glass of punch and dumped the whole thing over his head. You horrible, horrible jerk! As I was busy pulling his hair, I heard Miss Maisel say, "What is the meaning of this, Laurel?" Immediately, I let him go and turned to her, angry tears streaming down my face. What's wrong? Just back off! What are you, huh? My mom? I rushed past her to the bathroom. I felt like such a fool. A minute later, Miss Maisel joined me. I looked at her and burst into tears as I told her everything. She told me I could do so much better than a dumb jock like Brad. Pretty boys can be a pain, really. Look for people who are kind. After a while, I stopped crying. She had a point. Suddenly, she reached into her bag and offered me a chocolate. That's my favorite. Thanks, Mom. I gasped. Had I just called the principal Mom? Could I be any lamer? But to my surprise, Miss Maisel suddenly hugged me. Think of me like your mom, always. Miss M, I have two Oops! As I pulled away, my necklace got caught in hers, and then everything came crashing down. The necklace she was wearing was the other half of mine. What the? Why do you have that? Oh, Laurel. Wait, let me explain. Oh no, don't freaking touch me! You! It's you! You're my mom, aren't you? You lying, horrible woman! I hate you! And with that, I ran home in complete shock. I'd seen her, my mother, and the two women who fought over me every single day had both been lying? As soon as I got home, I barged into Dad's room. They are lying! They're both liars and gold diggers, Dad! I saw her, my mother! She has the other half of my necklace! I told him everything, and both moms looked like they'd passed out. Dad looked furious.
I knew one of you was lying. That's why I let you stay in my house. But you were both lying?
They both burst into tears, telling me they loved me. I told them to save it and turned to Dad. It doesn't matter anymore. You were right all those years ago. Mothers freaking suck. You're my only family, Dad. Just then, the maid announced Miss Maisel was here to see Dad. As she came in, I looked at Dad to see his reaction. And to my shock, he jumped up and hugged her. What? He said she was the sister of his dead college best friend. Dad, it's her. She has the necklace. She's my mom.
Impossible. We never dated.
Of course we never dated. But you were with my sister for a while. And then you decided you guys were better off as friends, remember? Then she had Laurel, and after she passed away, our mom left Laurel at your door. Miss Maisel said after a while she'd come looking for me because she promised my real mom she'd look after me. But I thought telling Laurel would upset her. So I just kept a look from afar. That necklace was something I gifted your mom. That's why I had the second half. For a minute, Dad and I were stunned, unable to believe what we were hearing. My real mom was gone. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Dad, my two moms, and Miss Maisel hugged me, promising to be there for me forever. What was her name? Your mom's name was Sandra. I asked for her picture. When I saw her face, I could see how much we looked alike, and it made me miss her even more. Years passed. I moved forward from the loss of never knowing my birth mother, and forgave all the people who had lied to me. And today is my wedding. And even though my own mom won't be here to give me away, I have one crazy dad and 3 wonderful women who love me very much to do just that.